I'm John Kovach. I've been a newsman, a sports announcer, and a football coach, but the one constant, since I was old enough to stand next to a stream with my dad, has been fishing. I've waded rapids, stood on slick rocks, hacked through ice, and been tossed about the deck of a boat. And I want you to love fishing as much as I do, and join me on this journey. Welcome to Yankee Fisherman, presented by the Dock Shop. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Yankee Fisherman, presented by the Dock Shop. This Thursday, March 1st. Yeah, I said it, March. Means we're pretty much through the winter. Means spring is right around the corner, and that's a time that I think excites all of us. Yeah, maybe the guys who want to do ice fishing are a little bummed out. I know I wish I had gotten out more, but that's all right because there's plenty coming up this spring. Busy show today. We're going to talk about the new regulations just passed in Connecticut. We're going to talk about a new backpack that some anglers might be interested in. But right off the bat, we're going to bring in Kathleen Burns. She is Executive Director of the Connecticut Marine Trades Association. We're going to take a look back at the Hartford Boat Show, which just wrapped up its 49th season in Hartford. Kathleen, thanks for joining us again. Looks like you had a great year up there.
Oh, good afternoon, John. Glad to be here, and we're certainly, with the 49th annual show in our wake, we are just so pleased with the results and the excitement that was generated at this year's event.
And from what I saw, attendance was up this year, and it looked like fairly significantly.
Well, two things are going on countrywide. Boat shows overall have really produced some very strong results, and we were hoping for the same result in Hartford. And this year we were blessed with good weather, which we did not have last year. But even year-over-year attendance for the good years, back in 16 and 15, we were up double digits. So there was a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of people looking to get into the recreation or to come back into the recreation, which is great for our dealers, great for our members, and certainly great for the recreational boating community.
What are you hearing from the dealers who were there? Are we seeing people buying boats again?
Yes, we are, and that's really where the enthusiasm is we're seeing a new buyer coming into the marketplace. We're seeing a little bit of a younger buyer, which is pretty exciting that, we're generating a new generation of boaters and anglers and paddlers. And so I know specific dealers, some of them did extraordinarily well, met their goals, exceeded their goals. And I think that there were a lot of leads generated. And I know that my office has been a little quiet on the membership basis, so I know everybody's really busy following up. So that's a real good thing.
That is a plus. You mentioned the paddle, the stand-ups. Those kayaks were getting big the last time I was up there. Are we still seeing a growth in that segment of the industry?
Yeah, we really are, and especially in the pedal and paddle fishing side of it. I know that our outfitters, we had a couple of outfitters I know that you've worked with, especially on the fishing end. There was a lot of popularity for those particular units, and those booths were busy the entire weekend.
And that is good news for those of us who are into fishing. What other items did you see hot sales for during the Hartford Boat Show?
The whole deck boat, the whole open boat concept, being able to utilize all 20 or 25 or 30 feet was really popular. I know that a lot of the, I guess we call them party boats, that are used for a number of different purposes, whether it's entertaining or fishing or just cruising, especially many of the planing models, they were really strong. And as well as for our friends up in the lake regions, a lot of the boats that were providing, a wake surfing or wave running activity behind them are ballast boats. I know there's a few brands out now that are building in ballast to create a wake or a wave in back of the boat that people are surfing behind. Those generated a great deal of excitement this year.
What about slips themselves? I know I had heard last summer there was a lot of movement in slips. There were a lot of people moving slips from western Long Island Sound out toward the east, especially with fishing. Are we seeing more slips move?
Yes, I think we are. As the economy is turning, I think Connecticut as a whole, we've lagged behind other states, honestly, in this recreation, and that's been a concern of our association and certainly our dealers and marina owners in the past few years. But I think with the strength of the economy, fuel prices remaining where we are, not getting back into those levels that we saw many years ago. I think that we're seeing that as the boat numbers are increasing, our slip numbers and occupancy, at least holding their own right now, if not increasing in certain areas.
Now, you had some big special events with the Hartford Boat Show. A lot of the sponsors there. What were some of the major ones?
Well, we try to keep the show all marine, but we had a couple of groups come from the outside of the marine world, but provided for us the opportunity to expand our educational and workforce area. So our friends at Renewal by Anderson stepped up and provided significant sponsorship dollars that allowed us to host the Thompson Boat Building School program, in which they matched our donation to that program. We had NESS, the New England Science and Sailing program, and their wonderful STEM operations. We had the Sound School. We had Our Piece of the Pie, which is a wonderful program in Hartford that gets kids off the street and into projects, of which they have a boat building project and woodworking project. They were all there, so they handled our toy boat building corner for children. And so it was that corporate sponsorship, sort of thinking out of the box, that gave us our windows to the future opportunity to be able to highlight these really hardworking kids across the state.
Do you get a good segment of kids there? Because I know that's important in the fishing shows to have, to gauge the health of the future of the sport by the attendance of youth. Are you seeing a lot of young people at the show?
I think we saw more children at this year's show than we have seen in probably a decade, which was really exciting. And so they were able to, and we had activities for them, but there was nothing like seeing these kids build these small toy wooden boats. They were overseeing the building process by the older kids from Our Piece of the Pie, and then bring them over to our demo pool and be able to float them. And they had little wind-up motors on it. It was so cute. And their faces and the excitement to be around the water, it was just contagious for everybody.
That sounds like a lot of fun. What new products were making a big splash at the boat show? There's so many
nuances in the electronics and the electrical world right now. And so I know our friends at Dockside Electronics and Nautical Circuits were displaying some really neat safety measures. I know that we did a segment on safety, and there was a fascinating, very, very, very small control unit that would act a little bit like an EPIRB, but if there was an accident or something tragic happening on the boat, that item would actually alert the closest boat by you. Not somebody that's on land that's going to take you there forever, but somebody that could respond immediately. And so all of these things that build in safety and ease of use, it just makes the industry so much stronger.
That sounds like something that really could become the gold standard in safety equipment, when you're able to alert the nearest boat geographically and not the Coast Guard by land or whoever happens to catch the signal. I mean, that's an amazing tool that could save lives.
Yeah, it really is. And, so it pops up on somebody's GPS, that's located, 400 yards or 600 yards or whatever away, really is just such a really cool feature. And it was kind of cool that it was in their display, and we were doing this thing on safety, and it was the thing that really jumped out. So that was really pretty cool. I know a lot of our personal watercraft did really well this year. There's a lot of new features on our personal watercraft. So, and of course, the fishing segment always does well. And, it is the highest producing, the most popular side of the recreational boating community. And so really our center consoles and, walk-around fish models did extremely well as well.
Now, this was the 49th Hartford Boat Show. What exciting news do we have with the 50th coming up next year?
Well, the 50th is coming up, and I guess the big news we have is to announce is that actually the show will be moving from Hartford to the brand new Expo Center at Mohegan Sun. The brand new building will be completed in June, and the first event in there will, of course, be the very popular Barrett-Jackson Auto Auction. And our show will be one of the first consumer shows. But the most important part, we have so appreciated our relationship and our friends at the Connecticut Convention Center, and as NMMA have moved around the New York and Boston show dates, we found ourselves smack dab going up against Boston. And it's not good for the industry. It's not good for our dealers. So when we had an opportunity of a new building, brand new, all on one level, really exciting features for our 50th, we jumped at the opportunity, which will position the Hartford Boat Show at Mohegan Sun, our 50th year, to be the very first boat show, recreational show, in the Northeast District on January 17th. So we'll lead the industry in the region.
So a new date now, we're back in January, and that has to be huge to be ahead of not only the boat shows, but the fishing shows.
It really is, and it's January 17th to the 20th, and what's so cool about that is the holidays are behind us. It's just when people are starting to get that little itch, and providing this beautiful new venue with and the number of exhibitors that have already come forward that we have not seen before is really exciting. And because our ultimate goal is to be able to build the diversity that the consumer wants. They want products, they want fishing, they want different, a wide variety of models. And in the boat end, we've been very successful at that. But when we're going up against other major shows, it's difficult to bring in that diversity to our show. So we're really excited that we're going to be able to expand our fishing and our product lineup. We really are. I think it's just going to be a great year.
And I'm excited for it too, and we'll talk to you as that gets closer in January. Kathleen Burns of the Connecticut Marine Trades Association, thank you so much for joining us on Yankee Fisherman.
My pleasure. Everybody have a great boating and fishing season out there.
We will be right back with more Yankee Fisherman presented by the Dock Shop right after this. Well, there's still a bite out on the water. Most anglers have decided to stow the gear for the winter. Just because Mother Nature isn't cooperating doesn't mean you can't see the latest models of all your favorite gear. With 2 convenient locations, it couldn't be easier to get your fix of summer. Boater, beach bum, fisherman, or simply love the New England coast, this is a unique place to shop. The Dock Shop, 51 Tokenique Road, Darien, 609 Riverside Avenue, Westport, or on the web, dockshop.com.
Voted best gourmet to go in Fairfield County, Palmer's extensive menu offers everything you'll need to make your next event easy and delicious. Whether you're hosting a small get-together or planning a large celebration, they've got you covered breakfast through dessert. Order online at palmersdarien.com or call 203-655-2077.
Yeah, Dad.
Kyle, I need you to update the financial statements.
I took care of that yesterday, Dad.
Mac, I need you to get those deals approved.
They're all done, Mr. Miller.
Jeff, I need you to order lunch for the meeting. They can't do a thing without me.
Right now, lease a 2017 Sentra S for only $97 a month.
I'm never going to retire.
UK Gourmet is the largest specialty grocer in the area, featuring food from England, Ireland, Scotland, and Wales. Over 80 teas to choose from and a brilliant assortment of biscuits to go with them. Over 70 cheeses from grass-fed cows, which makes a smashing difference in taste. The creamiest chocolate you'll ever taste using no artificial colors or preservatives. So say hooray for UK Gourmet, 78 Stony Hill Road in Bethel, or visit ukgourmet.us.
Welcome back to Yankee Fisherman, presented by the Dock Shop, Thursday, March 1st. A lot of anglers, maybe not so much in the Northeast, although there's places to do it, like to go out and camp and stay right there on the water for the weekend for a few days. It's heavy lugging stuff in and out. Our next guest may have something that the angler who wants a little adventure, wants to camp out, might be quite interested in. Kenny Flannery grew up in southwestern Connecticut, right where we're based. And Kenny has started Freestyle Travel Gear. You can find information at freestyletravelgear.com. And he has a Kickstarter campaign going for the Bivy Pack. This is a backpack and a one-person tent. It's all in one. Kenny Flannery, welcome to Yankee Fisherman, presented by the Dock Shop.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Hey, so tell
Good
us
to be here.
Tell us about the Bivy Pack. How'd this idea come about?
Yeah, so I've been traveling for about 10 years all over the world, and you quickly realize that your stuff shouldn't be so heavy. So I wanted to try to combine my backpack with my bivy tent, because the frame of the backpack is basically the same materials as would be tent poles. So finally I just did that, and now I made this the bivy pack, and it weighs just about 1 pound compared to 6 pounds, which was my backpack alone, empty in the beginning.
Where are
worked out pretty well.
Where are the savings in weight found?
The fact that the backpack itself is the tent itself as well, so you don't have any overlap there. And then the frame itself, which can be kind of heavy in some backpacks, especially if they're steel. With the bivy pack, it's carbon fiber, so that's one and the same as well. And
that's high tech.
Yeah, and the materials that I use, some of them, like the waterproof breathable material for the top of the bivy, was just actually designed about a year ago in North Carolina. So it didn't even exist up until then. It's not really heavy like Gore-Tex kind of can be.
But totally waterproof?
The whole thing is waterproof, yeah. And the newest design I made, I did a Kickstarter a couple years ago too, and this one is breathable, unlike the first one, because of this new material.
Savings in weight because it's a breathable, waterproof material?
Yeah, and just the material itself, it's not like a big, heavy duty thing. So it's not something you'd want to throw off a cliff necessarily, but it's still durable enough to take the odd scratch here and there.
It doesn't look like, without a lot of clothes, that it would be a good winter place to sleep, but looks like, you know, a spring, summer, part of the fall, you could be comfortable in that?
Definitely 3 seasons, and if you were kind of already packing ultralight already, you could get away with it in the winter. But you would need a pretty good sleeping bag to kind of get by, because there's 40 liters of capacity, so some people could pull it off, but almost anyone could pull it off for 3 seasons.
What goes into designing something like this and making it serve 2 functions?
A lot of trial and error in the beginning. I tried different methods of where the extra bivy would come out of the backpack from the top, from the bottom. I tried one where the backpack was actually the middle of the bivy. Just trying different things, and then I live with it. I travel with it all the time, so if there's something frustrating, I have all the reason in the world to try to fix it right away. So
Now,
it kind of helps that I'm using it.
what other products can we get via Freestyle Travel Gear?
So far, that's the only one. I have a couple things in the works as far as a lightweight sleeping pad, and eventually I'll have a sleeping bag that'll unzip to become a jacket or a vest as well, but those are a little bit down the road.
Now, tell us about the Kickstarter campaign that you have to get the Bivy Pack really out there.
Yeah, so this is the second one I've done. I did one 2 years ago and ended up making 35 backpacks on my own. This time I have a little more help, so that'll be good for the production process. But it's kind of fun. It's just 30 days that we have to reach our goal, which is $10,000. We're sitting at about 6,500 right now, and only 10 days has gone by, so that's pretty good. We're almost 2/3 of the way there with 3/4 of the way left to go. And it's all or nothing thing. So if we don't hit our goal, nobody gets charged money, but we can go over the goal as well.
Obviously, the feedback's been positive given the donations and what you've seen in terms of feedback via Kickstarter.
Yeah, the feedback's been great. It's kind of cool to see people say, oh, I've been thinking of this idea too, or I've never even thought of this, and this is exactly what I want. All of a sudden, it's amazing that something that people have never even heard of is now the entire focus of what they want for outdoor gear. Just kind of cool. It was my dream for a long time too before I actually got to making it. So it's nice to see that other people are wanting it as well.
And you do a lot of ultralight traveling. Tell us about what you do and how you do it.
Yeah, so I left New York City back in 2007 just to generally start backpacking around the country, and that turned into backpacking around the world. And when I left, I had, like I said, a backpack that was empty, 6 pounds. So I was probably carrying close to 60 pounds altogether with everything. So within the first few months, I got rid of 1/3 of that stuff. And then throughout the years, I've gotten rid of more because I'll do a lot of hiking. I'll do a lot of hitchhiking. And when I fly, I've learned that checking a bag can be kind of a disaster and add several hours to a day waiting for customs and waiting for the bag to come in or hoping it comes in. And there's been a lot of times where I'll just get to a city and want to walk around, and having a big backpack kind of dissuades me from walking around as much as I'd normally want to. But at this point, my backpack altogether with everything in it can be just about 15 or 20 pounds, depending on how much food I have, which is basically nothing. So I can walk for forever around a city or jump on a trail and hike in 20, 30, 100 miles, and no big deal.
Now, where I see the audience here for Yankee Fisherman being interested in this is the people who might go and camp on the stream for a weekend. And of course, we all want to take more rods than we need and more tackle than we need. And I could see this freeing up some carrying strength to carry more stuff in. What are you hearing from the donors as to what their plans are for use of this?
Yeah, a lot of people are hiking. Some people are planning to travel, and they're mostly going to stay in hostels and couch surf, but they want that one last option. It's kind of interesting, the fishing angle, because the frame is completely removable. Each little piece is independently removable, and it's very bendable. So I had one person actually talking about trying to attach a reel to the frame and extending it out to be sort of more of an emergency fishing rod, or a fishing rod for people who usually don't carry one but want to have that sort of option. So I'll be pretty curious to see if they pull that off.
Yeah, keep me posted on that, because that's an interesting idea. I saw it as just being a way to get in and be able to stay lightweight, but to attach a reel to the pole, to attach a line to the pole, it's an interesting concept. I'm curious to see where that goes. So how many more days do we have on the Kickstarter?
21 days to go until I think March 22nd is the countdown.
And that is at Kickstarter.com. It is Bivy Pack, the backpack that transforms into a bivy. Again, if you want to help Kenny out with freestyle travel gear, see this come to fruition, go to Kickstarter. Kenny, thank you so much for giving us a few minutes on Yankee Fisherman.
Definitely. Thank you so much. Talking to you.
Nice talking to you. Talk soon. We'll be back with more Yankee Fisherman presented by the Dock Shop, right after this. Well, there's still a bite out on the water. Most anglers have decided to stow the gear for the winter. Just because Mother Nature isn't cooperating doesn't mean you can't see the latest models of all your favorite gear. With 2 convenient locations, it couldn't be easier to get your fix of summer. Boater, beach bum, fisherman, or simply love the New England coast, this is a unique place to shop. The Dock Shop, 51 Tokenique Road, Darien, 609 Riverside Avenue, Westport, or on the web, dockshop.com.
Get a fresh start to the new year by shaking up your meal routine. Walter Stewart's Market is your local source for a delicious selection of fresh and convenient salad shakers, like Southwest salad with chicken, Cobb with organic chicken, Power Vegan with fruit and quinoa, Greek salad with tabbouleh, and grilled shrimp with hominy. Grab one from our salad case or order from our deli today. Walter Stewart's Market, 229 Elm Street, New Canaan, or shop online at stewartsmarket.com.
At Pamby Motors, we're not worried about being the biggest dealership. We're focused on being the best. We're dedicated to giving you the best experience we can. The Pamby Motors team is here to help you choose the right Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, or Ram in a friendly, pressure-free environment. And right now, during Ram Truck Month, get up to $14,000 off on all in-stock 2017 Ram 1500 pickups. Come in and see us for details. Visit Pamby Motors, Route 7 in Ridgefield, PambyZone.com.
At Galt, we always put you first. As your full-service home heating partner, we provide expert delivery, installation, and maintenance for all your heating needs with knowledgeable, friendly professionals that give you peace of mind 24/7. Galt Family Companies, you first since 1863.
Had a sports injury or slip and fall that needs immediate care? Coastal Orthopedics Walk-In Urgent Care gives you direct access to orthopedic specialists fast without an appointment. Biking, golf, tennis, soccer, whatever the sports injury is, sprain or fracture, Coastal Orthopedics Walk-In Urgent Care can help. Open 7 days a week now at 3 locations. The iPark Building at 761 Main Avenue, Norwalk, 36 Old Kings Highway South in Darien, or in the Westport Medical Center at 323 Riverside Avenue, Westport. Go to myorthoct.com, like them on Facebook.
Welcome back to Yankee Fisherman, presented by the Dock Shop, Thursday, March 1st. Thanks again to Kathleen Burns of the Connecticut Marine Trades Association and Kenny Flannery from Freestyle Travel Gear. The new regulations that we've talked about for so long have been approved by the Legislative Regulation Review Committee. They will go into effect after they are posted on the Secretary of the State's website here in Connecticut. It includes a single trout and salmon stamp. It's $5. It is required for anyone 16 or older who keeps any trout, wild or stocked, from any water except places where trout are stocked at no expense to the state, or if you fish in a trout park, a trout management area, a wild trout management area, or one of the broodstock Atlantic salmon areas on the Naugatuck or the Shetucket. $5. If you're 16 or 17, it's $3. If you're 65 and you get your license for free, you will need to spend $5 on the stamp. If you bought your license already, you will need to buy the stamp. It will when it goes into effect. Guys, I know people are upset about having to pay more. This money is going toward fish, toward the fisheries. It has to by law, federal and state law. Yes, it's $5. Yes, it's $5 more, but it's going to protect your stocking, which has started already in a number of areas, getting us ready for opening day, and it's going to keep a lot of programs alive. I think the $5 is well worth it. View it as an investment in your sport and in your fishery. Also in this is the Wild Trout Management Area extension in the Easton Fairfield area on the Mill River, the carp, trophy carp waters as well, and we'll be talking more about that. We've got some carp segments coming up, and the carp conference will be coming up later this spring. That's going to do it for this week's show. If the weather allows, try to get fishing this week. If you do, tight lines.